Only one job has been completely eliminated since 1950. One. Not hundreds, not thousands, one. And right now, AI companies are spending $25 billion on technology that makes you better at your job, not replaces you. 57% augmentation versus 43% automation. I'm going to show you why your 30 years of experience makes you irreplaceable, the 5 companies that learned this the hard way, and the 5-step playbook that positions you as a person AI can't touch. Because if you believe the panic, you'll accept early retirement and watch your company hire you back as a consultant at triple the rate. You see, they told you computers would replace you. It didn't happen. They said robots would take your job. You're still waiting. And now they're screaming about AI. Well, here's the truth they're not telling you. Harvard economist James Besson studied this question. He reviewed the 270 detailed occupations listed in the 1950 U.S. Census. Only one has been completely eliminated: elevator operators. And even then, the task didn't disappear. Greeting visitors and guiding them to the right office, well, receptionists do that now. Security guards do that now. The work shifted. It didn't vanish. Think about everything that's changed since 1950. Computers, internet, smartphones, automation, robots, AI. Yet employment keeps rising. Remember when ATMs were going to eliminate bank tellers? Well, there are more bank tellers today than before ATMs existed. Why? Well, because ATMs handle cash. Tellers became advisors, and the same pattern every time. You see, technology changes what you do. It doesn't eliminate that you're needed. The real question isn't whether AI will take your job. It's whether you'll use AI to become irreplaceable. So here's your playbook. 5 things. Start today. First, learn one AI tool. Just one. Let's say ChatGPT or Claude. Whatever your company uses, spend 15 minutes. Ask it questions about your area of expertise. You'll quickly see what it doesn't know. And that gap, well, that's your moat. That's where you're irreplaceable. Second, document your institutional knowledge. That thing that you do that no one else knows how. Write it down. But don't give it away for free. Make yourself the translator between AI and reality. The person who knows when the AI is wrong and why. And third, become a mentor. Every young employee struggling with AI needs what you have: context, judgment, wisdom. Position yourself as the bridge. They need you more than ever. They can ask AI for information, but they need you for interpretation. And fourth, refuse the early retirement package unless it's genuinely generous. Companies offering buyouts know something, that they'll need to hire you back as a consultant at triple the rate. And you've seen this hundreds of times. They let experience walk out the door. Everything falls apart, and they panic. Fifth, update your profile. Add AI augmented to your skills. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to signal you're not afraid. And fear is the only real threat here. Not AI, not robots, not automation. Fear. See, the companies that try to replace experience with technology, well, they've learned the hard way. You don't need to wait for them to figure it out. Position yourself now. So let me show you why this playbook works. Anthropic analyzed millions of real AI interactions. According to their economic index, AI leans toward augmentation, 57%, and automation, 43%. You see, most AI makes people better at their jobs. It doesn't replace them. And if you've lived this before, remember learning email? You thought it would be complicated. Now you send photos to your grandkids instantly. Remember GPS replacing paper maps? Well, you didn't lose the ability to navigate. You gained freedom from wrong turns. AI is the same transition. Different tools, same pattern. Here's a concrete example. Customer service representatives using AI handle 40% more calls. Same people, better tools. Lawyers using AI review contracts 5 times faster. And doctors using AI catches diseases earlier. Teachers using AI personalize lessons better. You see the pattern? Humans plus AI beats AI alone every time. The Stanford and MIT ran a massive study. Workers using AI resolve 14% more issues per hour. But here's the thing. New employees saw the biggest improvement, 34% faster. And experienced workers? Well, minimal gains. You already know what you're doing. Why? Well, because AI is brilliant at information, but terrible at wisdom. You know which questions to ask. AI doesn't. You understand context. Well, right now, AI doesn't. You read between the lines. AI doesn't. Think about your job. How much involves judgment calls? Reading people? Understanding the unspoken rules? AI can't do any of that. And here's what's actually happening in workplaces right now. A 30-year veteran accountant using AI finishes tax returns in half the time. But she catches errors that AI misses because she knows what looks wrong. You see, the experienced nurse using AI spots patterns in patient data, but she notices the worried look that data doesn't capture. You see, the look in someone's face when they're not telling you everything, the tone that says something's wrong even when words say everything's fine. The senior mechanic uses AI diagnostics, but he hears that sound that tells him the computer's wrong, that subtle knock, that vibration, that smell. 30 years of pattern recognition AI can't replicate. You see, your experience is the secret sauce AI can't replicate. Now, McKinsey studied workforce transition. 1/3 of workers in advanced economies need new skills by 2030. Does that sound scary? Well, it's not, because the skills they need, well, leadership, communication, decision-making, everything you mastered over decades. The folks going through coding boot camps, well, they're competing with programmers in other countries, charging a fraction of the price. But you're competing with nobody, because nobody else has your pattern recognition, your relationship skills, your institutional knowledge. But companies aren't telling you the whole story. Some will try to replace you with AI, not because it works better, because it's cheaper at first. You see, Tesla, Elon Musk learned this the hard way. He automated everything, robots everywhere. The most advanced AI systems money could buy. According to the Stanford research, Elon Musk admitted excessive automation was a mistake, and he brought humans back. Remember when companies outsourced everything to call centers overseas? Well, customer service tanked. Quality plummeted. Most came back, but same mistake, new technology. And remember Circuit City fired experienced salespeople for minimum wage workers? Well, where is Circuit City right now? Bankrupt. Home Depot replaced veteran staff with part-timers. Sales collapsed. They reversed course immediately. You've seen this movie before. The companies that survive figure out what Elon Musk learned, what Home Depot learned. Experience matters more than ever. But some companies won't learn until it's too late. They'll pressure you to retire early, train your replacement, accept a buyout. But don't fall for it. Here's what they don't want you to know. Companies keeping experienced workers are destroying those who don't. Costco keeps employees for decades. They're crushing competitors on customer satisfaction. Nordstrom values experience over everything. They're thriving while other department stores collapse. Your experience isn't a liability. It's a competitive advantage. You enter the workforce when a handshake meant something. when knowing your customer's name mattered, when quality meant more than quarterly earnings, those values aren't obsolete. They're essential. Every time technology promises to eliminate human connection, the opposite happens. ATMs led to more human bankers doing complex work. E-commerce created personal shoppers, and social media spawned life coaches. Why? Well, because the more digital life becomes, the more humans crave human expertise. Your 30-year-old colleague might be faster on the keyboard, but can they calm an angry customer, navigate office politics, mentor struggling employees? You master things that can't be downloaded. Think about what you really do, not your title, your actual value. You translate between departments, you remember why decisions were made, you prevent repeated mistakes, you build trust. Try programming that into AI. When everything's automated, experience becomes priceless. When everyone has the same AI tools, judgment separates winners from losers. So you're not competing against AI. You're the referee teaching AI the rules. Remember when people started working remotely? They loved it until they realized they weren't learning anything. Now they're begging to return to the office, to sit next to someone like you, to learn what can't be taught online. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise. This is their only path to mastery. Without you, they're just keyboard operators following AI instruction. But with you, they become professionals. So that's not a job at risk. That's a legacy in demand. So every generation faces this moment. And yours? Well, you face computerization and won. This is the same task with a new wrapper. You adapted from typewriters to word processors, from filing cabinets to databases, from phone calls to video conferences. Well, this transition is actually easier because AI works with you, not against you. Your experience plus AI equals unstoppable. Your wisdom plus AI equals irreplaceable. Your judgment plus AI equals invaluable. So remember that one job eliminated since 1950 that I mentioned at the start. Well, elevator operators disappeared because the work became automatic. But you're not an elevator operator. You're doing work that requires judgment, context, human connection, the things that can't be automated. And right now, companies spend billions on AI, are learning what Elon Musk learned, what Circuit City learned too late, what Home Depot figured out just in time. Experience isn't the cost, it's the competitive advantage. So don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Use that one AI tool this week. Document that institutional knowledge this month. Position yourself as the bridge that AI needs. So subscribe to Hanh Brown for more analysis like this. Share this with someone that's worried about AI, that colleague considering early retirement, that friend who's afraid of the future, or a family member who thinks their experience doesn't matter anymore. Your 30 years of wisdom just became more valuable, not less. So let's do it.